Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Don't Be This Girl podcast, where we are talking about life lessons that we've learned and actually gone through ourselves, but mostly from those on screen women that just make us cringe.
And boy, do they make us cringe. Well, my name is Cyndi Gale. I'm one of the co-hosts of this podcast.
And I'm Ivette Osborne.
So we have a fun topic today, friend, as we're getting ready to come at the very end of 2024. Can you
Another
believe that?
year. No, it's gone by so quickly.
So quickly. And I mean, if you think about it, we launched this book 1 year ago,
Oh my gosh, that's right.
right? It
That's
was
right. We were
December.
having a party in December. You guys, whoever was there can understand what I'm talking about, but if you guys were not there, you guys missed out on a party.
It was so much fun.
That was a great way. We're talking about like how to, bring in the new year without drama. And let me tell you, having a party like that
Yeah.
was the way to bring in the new year. It just kind of set it up. We were having such a good time. And again, always thank you to Michael Kors
Oh my
at
goodness.
South Coast
Yes.
Plaza for hosting such a beautiful venue.
They really did. It was outstanding. They did such a wonderful job. And, which is Caitlin. I'm sorry, Kaylin,
Kaylin.
Kaylin, Orlando, and the team. It was just so much fun. It was so
Yeah.
beautiful. We had Taylor. That's why I answered that little T because I was thinking of Taylor. And it just was a beautiful time, and Tamara also just how
Yeah.
beautifully she
So many people.
orchestrated. So many people helped to make it, and then everyone that came. And we'll have to pop some pictures up at the very end because it really was a gorgeous, gorgeous time together. It was a beautiful, beautiful celebration, and we were so happy. I almost felt like it was a wedding day.
It was. I mean, there was prep time. We were getting ready. We were being rushed from one side to the other. Let's do this. Let's do that. And let me tell you, if you've never done that, you guys, like you guys need to make up a party for yourself and do that and have an MC and have this. It was so much fun. We literally felt like royalty and
Oh,
it was a blast. It was a blast. So we thank you to everybody who, had put in their time into
yeah.
that, our family and friends that came. I think we even had somebody come from like I know Arizona was one.
Yep, we had Arizona. That was
Your family
definitely.
flew in pretty far, right?
Yeah, I did have family. Well, one from like Palm Desert area, I think was the furthest out in terms of locally. But then,
Mm,
oh no, there was somebody who came like kind of from the Oxnard area. I mean,
mm,
people just showed up to hang out with us. It was so
yeah.
beautiful.
It was a great way. It was a great way to start, the new year. So that was December 7th, I want to say.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was a great time to start the new year.
It was a wonderful time. So really, I mean, we didn't even think about it, but happy anniversary then to us.
Oh yeah. It's our our anniversary. Don't be that girl.
Don't be
Okay,
the
don't
girl that
don't be
forgets
the
her
girl who
anniversary.
forgets.
Happy anniversary. Don't be this girl.
I'm that girl. I always tell my husband, I said, I think I'm like the guy in the relationship because I forget the day we got married.
Oh,
But to my defense, I will say that it's because we met like the day, how can I say it? The day before,
okay.
but a year to the date before. Okay. So I'm trying to say we met on the 8th, not the 9th, but we got married a year later on the 9th.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm always mixing that. Was it the 8th? Was it the
I
9th?
I think I'm 50-50. Sometimes I'm the guy, sometimes I'm the girl. I know, I have two siblings from my mom and my dad, and then I have six siblings from my biological dad and my stepmom. And it's hard. I mean, so just the other day I was texting my stepmom, can you please send me the birthdays again of my siblings? Because I just feel like it's so hard to keep up. She was
Yeah.
so gracious and she did, but Man, I mean, we have a lot to celebrate. So cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to
Yes.
you.
Cheers.
Yeah, how fun. How fun. Oh man. Okay. So we're going to dive into this topic as we come into the new year. One of the things that you and I were just getting all excited and riled up about is coming into the new year. We called it ringing in a drama free new year. Like, let's
Yes.
save the drama for your mama, right?
Yes.
We don't want the drama for New Year. And so, I mean, of course, again, we go back to the cringeworthy leading ladies in these movies, and there were a few that we had. We talked a little bit about Sleepless in Seattle. We talked a lot a bit about When Harry Met Sally.
Mm-hmm.
And we also talked about Someone Like You. And Someone Like You is more of a Christmas movie. It's around takes place around Christmas, but also it includes just the pitfalls of being with a dude who's just like he makes your New Year's miserable because he ghosts you and
Yeah.
forgets that you even exist.
Yeah. I don't know why we do that to ourselves, and sometimes it's like we almost know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should say this. Have you ever been
Have
in a
you ever?
situation where you kind of know it might go that way? Like you ask somebody to be, we had just talked about plus one, but when we ask somebody to be our plus one, but you're not even sure if they'll make it because they've been known to be flakes or,
Mm,
oh, if something else comes up that's better, I'm going to do that instead. Like, why do we set our hearts up for that kind of hurt?
I know. I know
It's
we
so sad.
We do that. It is so sad. It's heartbreaking. We do that. And that's actually what happens with Ashley Judd in the movie Someone Like You.
Mhm.
Is, this dude breaks her heart. And so now she's brokenhearted. She moves in with Hugh Jackman, who at that point is just a coworker, who is a womanizer in the movie, in the film.
Right. So she
But
wants nothing to do with him.
she wants nothing to do with him, but he's looking for a roommate and she's kind of wanting to get back at her ex. So she's like, yeah, I'll move in with you, but obviously just platonic. And, they start becoming friends and caring a little bit about each other. And as she's now on the mend from this relationship with her ex, who she also works with, it's at a work party where he approaches her, and it just gets me so mad. Her name is Jane. She's Jane Goodall in the film. And right away, he comes up to her at this Christmas party and he's like, I miss you, Jane.
Ugh,
Ugh.
ugh. Like, just can I slap you now? Like, no, do not fall for that. I miss you. If you missed me, why didn't you call me prior? Why do you have
Right.
to wait until you see me at a work event?
Right. And then why did you break my heart? And now you're just coming up to me because you like what I'm wearing, because maybe I look good. Maybe because you're remembering how wonderful it was when we were together. Maybe you're remembering how it felt to kiss me or how good I smell. It's all of the things that a guy could be thinking when he's seeing this girl.
Oh,
Yet
yeah.
right? But she meant nothing to him in the whole time when she's recovering from him dumping her and going back to his former girlfriend, who was their boss, who she did not know at that time was the ex-girlfriend, which is really sad.
Yeah. So Guy could not even get out of the office circle.
Oh my gosh,
He
I
was like,
know.
"Let me just have this playground right here."
I
Oh,
know.
but you know what? I didn't talk about this in our book, but it just reminded me and I wanted to share this because there was a time where I was so enamored with this person and we thought we were going to make this long distance relationship work and
Mhm.
we just adored each other and things were great. But he never really made that effort. And honestly, why was I waiting? Like, why was I continuing to say years later, mind you, not just a couple months, years later, I'm thinking I should move. I should go and do this. It's easier for me to do it. We both had kids. And so I thought we like it would be easier for me to move and be with this person. But he never really proved to me that that would have been a smart thing to do. And luckily I didn't do that. But the
Yes.
worst part
Praise
for
God.
me, yeah, the worst part for me is that once I met my husband and I knew immediately this is going to be the man that I'm going to marry, and I shared it with him. I shared it with this other guy because I was still talking to him from time to time. Of course,
Yep.
we'd both been dating other people on and off, but we both kind of still kept each other.
Mhm.
Like we kept that
Yeah.
flame lit for each other.
Yeah.
Mind you, we didn't even live in the same state. We
Wow.
I saw him maybe once a year at this point. And what were we holding on to? I don't even know. But
Right. You're
once
holding on
I
to
got
nothing.
married, yeah. And it was, but I could tell you, hey, this is the one. Like, not that he was the one I was going to marry, but we had this fixation on each other, but
Mhm.
it really wasn't. Because if you
No.
think about it, we were dating other people,
Yeah,
and
it
it
still
wasn't,
leads to nothing. It's still empty, you
yeah, it
know?
wasn't until I got married that he started saying the things that I wanted to hear.
Nope.
And it was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, and I told him straight out, because at this point in my life, I was just like, "Sorry, honey, but you had your chance.
Yep.
I went out there, I didn't move, but I did go out there. I made it very clear where I wanted to be with you,
Yep.
and you did not
Mm.
take that. You
Yep.
you didn't do anything, eh, to get that." So now that
Mhm.
I'm married and, sometimes it'll be like, "Man, he's such a lucky guy," and this and that. And I'm like, "Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You should have been, but you weren't. So
Yeah.
bye." You
That's
know,
right.
and that's kind of, but it's hard because some women stay in that kind of thing for years and years to come, and it's like, "Well, I don't know
Please don't.
why I
Yeah.
did that." It
Yeah.
wasn't like I didn't have other people that I could date or other people that were interested in me. It wasn't
Right.
that. I just had this fixation about this one person that I thought
Mm.
would be something, and it
Mm.
wasn't. And I
Yeah,
think
please.
honestly, we were both thankful that it wasn't, because it
Right.
wouldn't have worked out. He does not have the same beliefs I do. Uh, he's not an entrepreneur or a creative like I
He
am.
wasn't supposed to be your person. He was never your
Right,
person to begin with.
right.
So, point blank, he wasn't for you.
No.
And that's the thing, because he might have all the qualities that you're wanting. I remember dating somebody and there were so many similarities, but still in my knower inside, I knew he's not for me,
Mhm.
and there's just something to be said. Like, stop piddling around in a little tiny puddle with somebody that you're not supposed to spend the rest of your life with. Like, let those days be over. That's what this book is about. That's what this podcast is about. Stop piddling around with things where you are the one that's heartbroken. You're the one that's left crying. You're the one that's left feeling devastated. You're the one who doesn't get to share your voice. You're the one, I don't want to hear what you have to say, or shutting you down, all the things. Like,
Mhm.
no, those
Yeah.
days, don't be this girl, and we can't say it enough. But I'm
Yes, don't
so
be this
glad.
girl.
Don't be this girl. Don't be this girl.
Don't be this girl.
No, and it's so sad. It's like, how many, I can tell you, we were talking, you and I were laughing about it a little bit. I can tell you every guy that I have ever dated, like seriously dated, almost every one of those, there was a point in my life where I wanted to throw up because I knew they were not the one I was supposed to be with. What? Literally, because your heart sinks,
Yeah.
this is not the one. And then you go to this next threshold, and now you're deeper in it, you're further in it than you even want to be.
Oh my gosh, Garth Brooks has a song that is called "Thank God for Unanswered Prayers." And that has been like something in my life so many times.
Mm,
And, sometimes I just want to, take this book right here and just go, ksh, ksh, ksh. Like, what was I thinking?
yes.
And thankfully, yes, we lived through all of these things and we were able to compile all of this in a book and these podcasts for you guys. But
And not even
thankfully,
everything. I mean, we just shared the things that came to mind, you
right.
know.
Yeah, it would have been a
I'm sure
much
there were
larger
other
book.
things.
We could do part 2, part 3.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. But,
No.
but that's the whole point is, we need to really know what we want for
Mhm,
ourselves. And I
mhm.
think coming into the new year, that is so, so important,
Yes,
is
yes,
really getting to know who you are,
yes.
what your boundaries are, what you
Mhm.
want for yourself first.
Yep.
'Cause I think that's super important. It's not, we always have this, dream board type scenario in our head of what's my wedding gonna be like? What's my wedding dress and the venue and the flowers? And we could literally picture everything since we were little girls about what
Mhm.
we want those things to look like.
Yep. It's
But
so
where
true.
was the man in that?
I
Like,
know.
where was I want a man who is gonna support me. I want a man who's gonna love me, who's
Mm,
gonna be there for me when I'm old, to take care of me, to lift me up, and I mean,
yeah.
when you can't get up anymore.
Yeah.
We don't think about those things because we also don't think about getting old.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, I think think about it now. I'm
'Cause
like,
we're
"Oh,
old-ish.
wow. Why is my back hurting like this? This isn't this
You're
isn't
like,
good."
"Is this guy gonna be able to help me?
Yeah, exactly. Or is he gonna
What kind
leave
of bed are
me?
we gonna order?
That's
We need to
right.
order one of those beds that, comes up for you."
Yes.
Yeah, these are not the things that we think about.
No, and you better hope it's the right person. And it needs to be the right person. We want you to bring in the new year in the right way. It's like when I was thinking about and when I was watching someone like you, I was getting so upset with Jane, but I've been that girl.
Mhm.
He said her name and she melted. I miss you. Can I call you? Would that be okay? And she had plans with her bestie, and then she canceled those New Year's Eve plans to go back with this guy.
Who doesn't
And
even show up?
right. And then even her roommate, who played by Hugh Jackman, he's like, "What are you doing, Jane? Like, don't do this." She's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So here's her roomie calling her out. So if someone's calling you out and you're pretending like they're crazy, but you really know you're lying, you need to call yourself out and be like, you know
Yeah,
what? Stop this. Stop
yeah,
this. I'm not going to do this. This is madness. And so she gets all dressed up. The minute Hugh Jackman leaves, he invites her to this party. She's like, no, I'm going to be home. As soon as he leaves, she puts her makeup on and she gets all dressed up, dolled up. The dude does not call her. He totally ghosts her. So
yes,
she's, by herself on the floor, all pretty, made up, nowhere to go. She remembers that Hugh Jackman invited her. So she runs out the door. She goes to this party. She comes in the door and it's so, what's the word? It's not even heartbreak. It's pathetic and it's pitiful. That's the word I'm looking for.
yeah, exactly,
She
and those
comes
are
in.
things that those 2 words we try not to use, right? We don't wanna hurt anybody's
Well, it's
feelings.
a character, so we can say it. She was so pitiful. And your
Yeah,
heart breaks for her, but it's like the countdown, 5, 4, 3. And she's looking around for him because she can't find him either. And then Happy New Year. And then she's like, you know, a hot mess now because she
yeah,
had come so far. That guy totally, jerked her
yeah,
around. And
and this is your new year.
this is your
Okay,
new year, and it gets better. She runs out the party, down the stairs. Her shoe breaks. So then she's hobbling in the cold in New York City, and she's hobbling, and I'm cracking up. It was a really great scene and something wonderful to write in it. But the sad thing is, this is for some of the women, how women bring in their new year, how young
yeah,
girls bring their new year in, hopeful for a man who doesn't even care about them.
right.
And they allow that one man, whatever he does to them, to put him in a tailspin, and they bring in the new year in a heartbreaking and devastating way. And we don't want you to bring in your new year that way. It should be
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
new year.
And you said
New.
something that got me that, you said something about, um, Jane was basically pretending in front of her roommate that she wasn't gonna go,
Right.
that she wasn't going anywhere, and then when he left, she got dressed and took off.
Yep.
So, listen, if somebody is calling you out, if your friends who love you and care about you are calling you out, and you know in your heart of hearts that you're doing something that maybe they're not seeing, you're hiding something, no, girlfriend. No,
Yep.
because it's all going to come out and it is going to hurt you. And the
Yep.
worst part about it is that you're kind of hurting yourself.
Yep. You are.
You're setting yourself up for this
Yep.
failure. You're
Yep.
setting yourself up for this heartbreak, and we do not want to see that. Like, we see it so much. We've gone through these things.
Mhm.
We see it on screen all the time. So just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
I sit there and I remember one New Year's where I had a boyfriend, but I was sitting in a movie theater with another guy who I really liked, you know.
Ekumi?
Yeah. What? Wait, what?
I said, Ekumi? Excuse me?
I know. I was in my late teens, you know, so it's like, oh, you know, this and that. But the heart is above all things deceitful. I really liked this guy, but I had a boyfriend who was skiing. He was away skiing. So I thought it was okay for me to be at this movie theater with this guy that I really liked. It was awkward because he knew I had a boyfriend. We didn't kiss, we didn't hold hands, but let's be real, I did not belong at a movie theater with another man. I needed to
Right.
be by myself or spending time with my boyfriend at that time, which was not what I was doing. And so,
Even if he's just a boyfriend. So, let's
mhm,
let's use that. Like, it doesn't have to mean that he has to be your husband and then all of a sudden then you're monogamous.
yeah, nope,
No.
nope.
It's if you are in a relationship with someone and
Mhm.
they think this way because you've made them think that way, then have respect for that person,
Thank
because how
you.
else are you gonna get respect for yourself? Because let me tell you, sister, what you do to someone, it's
Will
gonna
be
come
done.
back, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. Oh,
It's gonna
yeah.
come back.
I'm telling you, and that guy that I ended up being with, we ended up together for like 3 years. It was like sheer hell. There
Mm.
was cheating. I mean, it's all in the book. This one is the one in the book. He shut my voice down. He shut me down, my personality, my creativity, all the things.
Oh my gosh, so it
And
wasn't even a worthy relationship.
no, but I just thought he's my world and he's everything. And it's I lost 3 years of my time, my life, my energy. There are just things, of course, God is a God who restores, he redeems, but there were just things that I could never get back for being in that relationship. And so, the whole thing about this podcast is come on, let's bring the new year in without drama, but also making it new. What are
Mhm.
some of those destructive patterns and things that you've seen yourself relation wise or romantic wise that you've been doing that these are just harmful? Like, I should not be engaging this way, should not be doing that. And
Yeah.
also just, let your yes be yes, your no be no. I know we talked a little bit and we're going to show you a quick clip right now from the movie When Harry Met Sally. Well, that's a whole hot mess of a relationship,
Hot
friendship,
mess.
boundaries, all the things crossed, all the things we say don't be. Meg Ryan was this girl in Sally. And so let's take a quick look. Oh, Lord, don't be this girl. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Sorry, Harry. I know it's New Year's Eve. I know you're feeling lonely, but you just can't show up here, tell me you love me, and expect that to make everything all right. It doesn't work this way.
Well, how does it work?
I don't know, but not this way.
How about this way? I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still smell your perfume on my clothes. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night. And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
And here it goes, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
see? That is just like you, Harry. You say things like that, and you make it impossible for me to hate you. And I hate you, Harry.
Mhm.
I really hate you.
Saying one thing, but feeling another.
There it goes. Boom. In for the kill. So for you guys that are not watching this, I mean, me and Cyndi are in the background, just like, and then it's like, oh yeah, Billy Crystal comes in and he says the sweetest things, and I'm like, oh my heart,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Yeah, no.
no, no, and she's so confused. This is literally the perfect, perfect.
Right?
She is so confused. She has no idea what she wants. She thought she knew, and she's very verbal about all the things that she thinks she knows. So it sounds
Until
good. Yeah.
he tells her all the things that he loves about her. And
Yeah.
then it just throws everything out the window. She's like, I hate you.
I
But
hate you. Let me give you a big sloppy kiss,
Yeah,
'cause I hate you so much.
I hate you, but do you see the longing for you in my eyes?
I know. It was so pitiful. But I mean, it's hard because when we're watching these movies, we just love Meg Ryan, right?
Mhm.
This was the epitome of her career, and she
Yeah.
was just the
She was
sweetheart.
America's sweetheart. Yeah.
Yes. And we always want, those endings of that person that we love to say those things. But like I was telling you in the story before, listen, it was too late
Mhm.
when I got married. Then you start saying things. Why would you wait that long? Like, why
Yeah,
would you wait? Don't wait.
dude.
You feel a certain way about somebody, let it be known and don't wait. But it causes confusion. And clearly, Meg Ryan was showing some major confusion
She was
throughout this whole movie.
confused. I know. And, it's so funny that you said that because she really was America's sweetheart. She was in another New Year's Eve scene, but in Sleepless in Seattle.
Mm,
And there's this quick twinge of a moment where she's engaged to Bill Pullman, who has all these allergies, and he's a hot mess, and she's a hot mess. And so they're talking about doing this and that, and we'll go here and we'll go there, because she was already now in love with a man whose voice she heard over the radio, which was Tom Hanks.
mhm.
And so, but she makes this decision. I need to just focus on this one man who loves me. But even though I don't really love him the way he loves me, you see this little twinge in her face when her fiance says, does it have sesame seed or peanut oil or something in it? And she's just like, she has this look, but they're dancing on New Year's Eve. And that's the look that I'm talking
He's
about.
like
There's
disgusted.
right. It's this quick moment of like, ugh, but yet you stay in it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
but it's New Year's, and oh, but I've been with them, but oh, but now we're engaged. And it's like, no,
No.
your body is telling you all the signs. Get out, get out. What? It was Sex in the City where Sarah Jessica Parker was in a
Mhm.
dress. Remember?
Are
And
you talking about the movie?
I don't remember if it was the movie or the TV show, but there was one point where I think her and Miranda were playing. No, I think it was the TV show. Her and Miranda were playing in the bridal gown dress.
Mm.
Bridal, what do you call bridal
Dollar
store?
store.
Bridal
Mhm.
store. And she's, they're playing, and then all of a sudden she started to break out in hush, like, get this off me,
Yeah.
because she started feeling like the reality of like really getting married to this man she really didn't love. She did not. Let's be real. She loved Big. She didn't love Aiden. We talked about it in chapter 12. And so here she is all of a sudden breaking out in hives. But I feel like sometimes our bodies give us this very clear indicator. This is not the one.
Right. But do we pay attention to our bodies?
No, we
No.
ignore it. We ignore it. And we don't want that for you. We're saying let's not make 2025 a year where you're ignoring the signs. Girl, don't be this girl. If you know that this makes you want to vomit or break out in hives or a hot minute of hot flash of disgust, he's not the one for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Don't push it down,
Yes.
because sometimes it's just the smallest thing. And you're thinking, well, that's not in the grand scheme of things a big deal. But it could become a big deal if you
Yeah.
already have this thought and there's something inside of you
Mm-hmm.
and your beliefs that are telling you, no, this is enough for you to walk away.
Yeah.
And we don't do it sometimes. So yeah, we have to be very careful. And going into the new year, of course, how do we prepare ourselves for the new year? How do we prepare ourselves for the Billy Crystal that comes and tells us the things that we want to hear on the dance floor? How do we prepare ourselves, even as a married couple,
Mm-hmm.
to go into the new year and have, the same mindset and the same plans and desires for that year?
I think there needs to, and those are great questions, Eva. I think there needs to be where you, first of all, you need to write it down. I think you need to make a decision before you're in the moment or in that situation where he says, "Hi, Jane, good to see you. I miss you." So you're already writing it down, saying this will be a year where I do not allow myself to be swayed by such and such words, such and such actions. I will be good to myself. I will love myself. I will grow, because there's obviously areas in our lives when we keep going back to that, where there's a deficit. There is something inside us that's empty, which is why we keep doing that, and to your point, I was thinking the one movie where you're so glad that neither of them got married to the wrong person was Serendipity. And
Yeah.
right. And here they were still going in that direction, but all the while still thinking of that one person that they met years ago. They had that one incredible night of connection. And if that's you, I mean, if you're dreaming about somebody else, then the person you're with is not for you.
Yeah.
I remember clearly, sharing my heart and soul to a precious friend. I can actually say 3 or 4 friends who were getting married. And I said, "Are you sure this is the person for you?" And they said, "Yes." Actually, there's more than that. There's other people coming to mind. And they were certain that they were certain that they were certain this is the one for me. Every one of those have ended in divorce. Every one of them.
Oh, no.
Every one of those. Yes. And so I feel like the signs were probably there, but they were ignoring them. They were pushing it down. They were thinking it's too late. But now maybe some of them have had kids later. Some of them didn't, but some of them have had kids together. And it's like, it's heartbreaking.
It's
and
not
so
just you that has to deal with this now,
right.
too,
Yeah.
That's the sad part. And, it's never too late in our Lord's world.
Yeah.
Right? It might be too late here where we think, "Oh, I'm already planning a wedding," or "We already sent out save the dates," or, there's so many things that we do now that it's like, it's not real until it's on Facebook. Oh my goodness. Are you serious that is where we're at right now?
Drop that mindset before you go into this new year. Nothing on
social media is not real in that aspect. You should not be putting your real life things that you do, like that.
Don't judge. Don't judge other people's posts. So many things are filtered and this and that. They're not. I mean, some things are real, but don't base your everything, your status,
don't compare yourself to others. Yeah. No. It's the highlight reel, right? That's what people say. And I say that all the time. I'm like, I'm not going to put out my dirty laundry out on there. I'm not trying to depress people about the things that I might be going through in life. I mean, there's a lot of stressors that we all go through. Of course, we don't want to put that stuff on social media. And then we put the other things, and some people that are possibly being paid to put certain things on there are putting on things that they want you to see that's going to make you feel good, because then you'll push it and they'll get paid. So we have to be very careful.
Things are staged. All the things.
Yeah.
There's so much.
You were saying something and it's like, don't disrespect that other person, because really it's like you're taking their time as well. It's not just about you. If you're feeling a certain way, you're, taking them away from something that could be their 1%.
That's right.
So it's very, there's a lot.
There's a lot
to uncover here.
They'll make the decision, to bring in the new year the right way, with the right people, with loved ones, with people that love you, not stealing somebody else's man, not going back to somebody from last year, none of those things. And I think having a clear perspective, writing it down, you're a married woman, and you and Kyle, I'm sure, have, what wonderful things that you can do to bring in this new year. And maybe there's things you even want to be a little different this year than last year. But as a couple, I'm sure you guys say, okay, this year we're gonna do some things different. We have to make that decision of doing things differently. Otherwise, it's that definition of insanity, doing the same thing but wanting different results. But you won't get the different results if you're doing the same thing.
And don't wait until the end of the year. Now we are in November. Are we in November? Yes.
No.
December.
Actually, now we're in December.
December. We started our changing and planning of what we were going to do at the end of October. So I had purchased a planner. It held everything that our lives are about. All the schedules that we needed to do for businesses, for our jobs, for all the different things. And we had to start at the end of October. So that's why I was saying November, because technically November was the month that we started on the calendar, but we started with prayer. Who do we pray for every week? Let's not make it about us. Also, who do we need to have prayer for? And we would write that on our calendar. And then we would pray together about those things every week, you guys. And that was so powerful because now we have already set ourselves up for what we want to see in our businesses, not only financially, but the growth part of that as well. What we want to see for our friends, where we want to go, where we want to be, who we want to be with, eliminating some of those people that sometimes are holding you back. And that's okay because they've been your friends or even some family members. Sometimes for the season, they might have been there to support you. And for some reason, maybe they're not there to support you now. And that's okay to just say, in this season in my life, in 2025, I'm going to focus on this.
Yes.
And this is what I need to eliminate in order to reach those goals.
Amen. That's so good. Letting go of the things that are toxic. You would do that in any other area. We need to be sure that we're good enough to ourselves to also do that relationally as well. Bad boyfriends, bad relationships. I mean, some of these headlines that are coming our way are just heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, didn't you see the signs? Like, it gets me so upset. It's like, I just wish there was a way that maybe she did have the signs. I don't know. But just so many of these stories that you're hearing, they're so heartbreaking. And we're saying, no, we don't want you to be that girl either. We're saying, don't be this girl in our book, but we just want you to start your new year off with vision, with clarity, and fresh and new, like saying goodbye to the old truly. And I'm not talking about like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, just things that are very tangible and realistic for you, but you can do it. But one of the things is you have to make that decision before you are approached by the Ray. The Rays in your life that say, I miss you, Jane. And all of a sudden you're melted. No, make that decision already. Not going to fall for Ray anymore. He's a thing of the past. Tell my girlfriends, tell my friends, do not let me go down that road. I know when her girlfriend was telling her, what? You're talking about the devil incarnate Ray, that same Ray? And she was like, yeah, like it was, no, just hold your guns, stick to your guns, girls, and just say, nope, I'm done. That chapter closed, no longer opening up that page ever again.
Yeah, this is so great. This is so great, you guys. I hope that you're getting what we got.
Yes. Yeah, it's so good. I know. I love it. And guess what? I have our one of our pictures from our wonderful party.
Yay! Look at that, you guys. Oh, it was such a good party. Look at all of those people.
It was wonderful. Let me see. Did something just pop up? So good.
Amazing.
So good. So we had such a wonderful time, and we just wanted to share that with you. This was a year ago at our book launch, at our release at Michael Kors. And again, just a huge thank you to Kaylin and Orlando and everybody that came. Look at all that love, girl. I was feeling the love that night. I don't know about you, but
I
It was
know. It was
all
amazing.
about the Lion King. Can you feel the love tonight?
I
Elton
was
John,
like, where is she going with the Lion
yes, I feel the love.
King? Celebrate yourself, you guys. That's where we're going with the Lion Kings. Celebrate yourself and make sure that
Yes,
you have prepared and planned something spectacular for
yes,
2025 because we are just so excited for 2025 and where
yes.
Don't Be This Girl is going in 2025, and where you are going in 2025. And we can't wait to hear some of the amazing testimonies that you guys
Yeah,
have in this
yeah.
coming year. We would love to hear that, you guys.
We would love it. We would love it. So, hey, you guys, if you've not yet purchased our book, we're just going to throw this on here. Get your copy. Maybe you're saying, you know what? I love this and I'm going to start the new year off right. Well, one of the ways to start it off right is by getting our book, Don't Be This Girl. Of course, you're already watching or listening to the podcast, so we're so thankful for that. But just go ahead and scan the QR code for those of you that are watching. And then for those of you that are listening, just go on Amazon.com or barnesandnoble.com and enter in Don't Be This Girl. Of course, we're going to ask you to subscribe to any or all of our podcasts, which YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and then share, but like, comment, all the things. But if you've got single girlfriends or maybe friends that you think, oh my goodness, they need to hear this, share it, send it. Like, let's get this party started because women don't need to be going into 2025 the way that they left all battered and bruised and brokenhearted in 2024. Let those days be done. Can I get a witness?
Yes.
Somebody
Amen.
say,
and you guys, get a book club together. Wouldn't that be a fun way to start the new year? Is with a book
yes,
club with all your sisters. Get up there, have some good community time,
yes.
and learn a little bit about all the life lessons that we're talking about here.
That's right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for chiming in. Ivette, have a wonderful, wonderful going into 2025. Love you so much. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so blessed to be able to partner with you on our book
Yes.
and our podcast in this capacity.
You too,
And
girl. Thank you. And I miss you and
I
wish
miss
that we were
you.
together on New
I
Year's.
know.
But
We'll
I
see.
hope that you have a great time out there or wherever you are, because we all know that you're flying all over the place.
I will be in Tennessee. I'll be home.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right,
thank you
girl.
guys again for listening, and we will see you the next time
On
on
Don't Be
Be This
This Girl.
Girl.
Bye, friend. Thank you for tuning in to today's podcast of Don't Be This Girl. To purchase your copy, visit Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or don'tbethisgirl.com. And oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe and share with your tribe. Stay tuned until next time.